That's the question that we're anticipating. So our next scenario is if a voter refuses to provide any type of ID. Did this happen to anybody? It's happened a couple times. I know it did, and it infuriates me because it's just ridiculous. Let's game it out and then we'll talk about it. So John Adams comes into the polling place and John Adams wants to vote. So John Adams comes in to see Donna at Covenant Presbyterian Church, West Des Moines 116, and he says, "Hi, I'm John Adams, I want to vote." So we go to the A for Adams, we look up John Adams, and there he is. And we say, "Mr. Adams, can you please verify your address for me?" "I sure can, 100 Grand Avenue." And that matches our record. So far so good. And then we ask John, "John, you wish to be a Democrat today still?" "Yes, I do." 3 for 3. "John, do you have a form of ID you want to show us?" "No way. Absolutely not. I have no intention of showing anybody my ID today. I'm not doing it." "That's okay, John. I understand. But if you would like to vote today, I need to have you sign this 2018 oath of identification form for me. Then you can sign the book, we'll give you your ballot and send you on your way because you're in the green and you can vote on the machine." "I'm not signing an oath form. What a waste of paper. What are they doing down there at the election office? What kind of shenanigans are they pulling now?" "John, if you want to vote, I'm just following my instructions." And you can point to your script here. Voter who refuses to provide ID. You can sign the oath, you can sign the election register, and you can vote on the machine. If they still don't get it, it's right here on the other side, what the oath form looks like. If they don't get that, if they start to get loud, they don't get that, "Mr. Adams, I need you to call this number right down here for me." And it's also on the poster here. "Fine, I'll call it." "Can I use your cell phone, Pat?" "No, you can use your own cell phone, Mr. Adams. Step off to the side, call this number, and one of the people at the election office will talk to you." These are the callers, these are the voters that I love. This is where the smart aleck in me comes into play. And I'm going to say, "Mr. Adams, really? I mean, I'm going to make sure I'm not missing anything here. You're at the right precinct, correct?" "Yes." "You're in the book, correct?" "Yes." "Address hasn't changed?" "Address is the same." "You want to be the Democrat still?" "Yes, you do. But you don't want to show an ID, right?" "That's right, I don't want to show it." "Okay, that's fine. No one, this is me talking to him. No one's arguing with you here. If you don't want to show it, that's fine, but I do need you to sign this oath form for me then. And then after you sign that, we'll go ahead and have you sign the book. And you can get your ballot, you can get the heck out of my polling place. Okay? I have no time for this. And there were voters in June who came to the polling place with the sole purpose of testing the system. They wanted to see the system fail. So they went in there with the sole purpose of not showing an ID. They're going to see how far they can push it. And some of them took it to the point where my poll workers at first knew the process, and then they were all done, they were so flustered that they made a mistake. And they had the voter do a provisional ballot. And that's exactly what that voter wanted them to do. They wanted them to get them to do a provisional ballot, because they know that wasn't the right thing. The right thing to do was to sign the oath. Okay? So when a voter, I hope this doesn't happen, but we know it's going to happen somewhere, sometime throughout the day. You know, we want to make sure we follow our script, follow our steps. If they still don't want to do it, we will have them call the office. If a voter comes in and says, "I want to do a provisional ballot," well, let's work it out first. Maybe you don't need to do one. Okay? They want you. They're trying. These voters are the ones that are trying to slip us up. Let's game out and work the solution. So I had a precinct that comes to mind in March. I'm so sorry for this precinct captain because I think she knew the right thing to do, but she got so flustered when it was all said and done that she did the wrong thing. Voter came in. Well, actually, the voter emailed me the next day, and her email started like this: "I went to my polling place with the sole purpose of not showing my ID." Well, what a great way to start an email, right? I mean, can't get much worse from there. So, anyways, the long email about how the law stinks, blah blah blah. She wasn't going to show her ID, and eventually the poll worker made me do a provisional ballot. Well, I mean, yeah, she got it wrong. The poll worker got it wrong. She should have had you sign the oath form and vote on the machine. But this was the voter trying to make her slip up. So we want to make, and these voters drive me nuts. They drive me bananas, and we're spending too much time talking about it. We're only There's only about that many people out there that are going to do it. But we are going to have voters refuse to show their ID, and if they do, we want to make sure that, hey, they're in the green. So we're going to give them every opportunity we can to vote on the machine. And if at the point in time you can't get there, you can't get it there yourself, you don't argue, you don't confront them, you get them to call the office.